Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very special and unique episode of Squared Circle Made Simple. Oh, 1 second. Let me just turn on the background music a little bit. I don't know why that's off. Why is that off? Oh, no, that's a little bit better. Is that a little bit better? Do let me know, folks. Do let me know. First of all, can you guys hear me? Oh God. Okay. I'm on different now since you hear. Hey.
Cornelius.
Oh God. Hi. Just saying hello to the lovely viewers. First. And yes. My name is Cornelius, a professional wrestler turned Butler, VTuber, and this is...
Hi, my name is Regina Red, your Queen of Hearts VTuber, and if you disobey me, it is off with your head!
Yeah, okay, that's good mic check, good mic check, yes.
Yeah.
And today, we are going to be exploring all about... all about karate versus pro wrestling. Where's my bell? And there you are. Did you hear that? Could you hear that, Regina?
No.
Dang it. Okay, 1 second. I don't know why. I don't know about you, but voice mod is an absolute... Just... How could you not have heard that?
I did it.
Wait, did you not?
No.
How about this?
I heard it now!
Wait, could you not? Could you or could you not hear that?
I heard it.
Oh, okay. My bad. So yes, the whole idea of this thing with karate versus wrestling is a tale as old as time. Is a rivalry that's gone on for centuries and centuries, but only recently, I suppose, it has have this fateful encounter between the two of us. After all, everyone knows me as a pro wrestler turned Butler VTuber, but then to my surprise, Regina here does karate, and not only does karate, does it in a very, very, very high level. Like, I'm talking World Karate Federation of the international level kind of level, which he just revealed out of the blue like sometime last week in one of her social media posts, and was like,
yeah,
what?
didn't expect it, did ya?
No one did. So it's like, it's just kind of wild to hear just to hear and see all that. So how this all came about was I congratulated her, and she's like, do a talk show about me. Like, okay. You want to do this on your channel? No, do it in your channel. It's and stuff like that. So, okay. So, and here we are, folks. Here we are. So, so before we directly butt heads into karate versus wrestling, let's actually explore a little bit about what is karate and what is pro wrestling, I suppose. So let's actually get this on the way. Are you ready? I've been calling you Queenie for a little while now, but now that I know that you are someone that can technically defend herself, I feel like I should not be calling you Queenie anymore.
No, call me Queen. Call me Queen.
Sure thing, Queenie. Oh gosh, this. Yeah, so part of the reason why I'm doing this is because this thing right here. Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
Wow, you're supposed to call me your queen. But anyways, going into it, what is karate? Well, karate originated in Japan, as we all know. It's one of the national sports of Japan. But what does karate mean? Kara comes from the kanji kara, that basically means empty, and then te means hands in the kanji version. So if you put it together, it is actually empty hand. The full name of karate is karate do. Do in kanji means way of life. So karate do is way of the open hand, hence combat without any weapons.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed. Yes. One quick second. I'm just like actually trying to type out the kanji for it because I can type it in because it's in kanji. That means it's in Mandarin, which means I can do this just once. I can. Yeah, that's the kanji. I didn't really put that in because I wanted you to explain and stuff like that. So yes, indeed. And karate here can be actually, I suppose, modern karate can be split into two separate categories. First of all, which is kata. Would you like to explain what is kata whilst this video plays?
Okay, so this video is actually from the Karate One Premier League. It's basically the qualifiers for the World Championship. And here we have a Japanese karateka. What she's doing is one of the katas of the school of Shitoryu. Okay, kata basically means form. Means we have to showcase proper stances in a series of sequences that actually show real-life combat in a way that is elegant and powerful. In kata, there are 4 recognized schools that can be used in competition. Number 1 is Shotokan. It's not really common in competition because it's one of the quote-unquote blandest styles because that style focuses on straightforward attacks. Basically, if you're going to compare it to an animal, Shotokan style is like a tiger. We go in for the kill with one blow. I practice personally Shotokan. So yeah.
I see.
But the kata that is being showed here, the name is Chatanyara Kushanku. It is in the house of Shitoryu. Shitoryu is basically fast and small movements, as you can see. Can you play it again for me, please,
Sure thing.
So if you can see, the stances are very short, and when she moves, it's very quick, but the movements are small. That's basically it. It prioritizes movements that can be used in combat in close spaces, but are very much deadly because of the speed. And then we have Gojuryu, which is basically Shotokan and Shitoryu combined. And then lastly is Wadoryu, which is the widest stances. It's basically Shotokan but wider. Yeah, so basically those are the 4 houses. And as you can see here on the screen, basically the judging is done by 4 judges, and whoever creates the most elegant and most powerful kata wins the kata category.
I see. So this is sort of like the demonstration side of karate, I suppose.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I actually wanted to show this particular video, mainly this particular clip, mainly because she did something kind of pro wrestling-ish here.
Yeah.
Where she does this like really nice jump. Like that's good height. That is good height right there. It reminded me a lot of a drop kick, which is very much a pro wrestling thing. But as I come to understand,
speaking of drop kick, that's actually a drop kick.
Yeah. I'm not too surprised that it's just that how we apply that in pro wrestling is, I guess, slightly different from this. But yeah. So that's. So as you can see, so even from me just talking a little bit about here already, there's already a lot of intersections here, especially when it comes to technique. Kata. But what you have told me apparently that what you were specializing in is actually the other big aspect of karate, which is
This is kumite. Basically, it's the actual combat. Most people tend to say that kumite is actually fencing but with your fist. Basically, all the techniques that is used in kata will be used in kumite, and then we're gonna try to win as many points as we can before the timer runs out. In the senior division, which is 18 years old and above, we go by weight categories. I will not say which weight I am, let it be a mystery. But here we have the minus 61 kilogram senior female, and basically they have 3 minutes of fighting time. They're gonna be in that red square that you can see on the screen. They cannot go past the red square, just like in pro wrestling. They cannot go past the ring in certain instances. But in kumite, you're not allowed to get past the red line, because the principle behind this is basically, if you're out of the red line, you're basically out of the cliff. You're escaping your opponent rather than fighting your opponent. You see? So there are 3 ways to score. It is the ippon, wasabi, and yuko. Let me explain it one by one. So the lowest point is yuko. It is like a punch to the body or to the face. And if it connects to the opponent and you pull your fist really fast, that's counted as a point. 1 point. But you see there earlier, somebody did a kick to the head. That is what you call ippon, the highest point in kumite. You need to kick the face, and then you have to land properly afterwards. That's why if you saw earlier, even though she did kick on the face, she wasn't rewarded a point. Because in karate principle, you have to hit your opponent, but you also have to be alive after hitting your opponent. That's why you have to land properly after it. And then the other one is wasari, which is a kick to the body. There's no foul there. You can kick as hard as you can. First to 8 points, or if your point is more than 8 points than your opponent, then you win the fight automatically. Yeah.
This is interesting, because I've actually been always a little bit curious. Like, are you because I've always been a little bit confused about this when it comes to a karate kumite. Like, are you allowed? Like, so you are allowed to actually hit kick, essentially, right?
Yeah.
But what about punches to the head? Is that permitted actually?
Yeah, punches to the head. But there is a thing called an excessive foul, wherein you actually punch your opponent and then you can have a concussion because of it. Yes, we get concussions because sometimes the punches are so strong. Actually, I'll just put this in as a trivia. Karatekas who fight in the Karate 1 Premier League, our minimum requirement for the heaviness of our punch, it's being measured, has to be at least 50 kilograms per punch. And my punch can reach up to 72 kilograms.
Oh, so that means you have to like hold back.
Yeah. It's part of the criteria because it is, at the end of the day, it is still a sport. We're not going to kill each other. So that's why you have to pull your punch. It will hurt because the initial impact, but as karatekas, we train ourselves to pull our punches really fast as a way of holding back.
That's actually an interesting skill to actually practice on, actually, because to those who aren't aware, and I guess you're not aware of this. Maybe you're not aware of this. Either Regina. I've been following martial arts for a long time. So things like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, all that stuff. I followed it for a long time. So the idea that to actually practice pulling back punches actually is sort of slightly foreign to me, because I guess I'm a little more familiar with full contact sports. I guess this does count as full contact because you are landing impacts, just not to the point where you're like, knock. The idea is to score points as opposed to score knockouts, essentially. There's some pros and cons about that. We're not here to debate all that. All I'm saying is that this is these are just different disciplines, and all that, and all that jazz. And it does actually, so even like being a karateka, actually, you actually can apply this into other different things as well. Like there have been actually a fair number of very successful MMA practitioners, mixed martial arts practitioners, that actually come from a predominantly karate background, actually. And they've been really successful. Two people come to mind immediately: George St. Pierre and Lyoto Machida, to name a few. No chance those names are recognizable to you? No chance?
Yamashita is very much a familiar face. He used to be part of the Karate One Premier League.
Yeah. So Lyoto Machida is like I'll talk a little bit about him, just a little bit about him. He is a Brazilian, is Brazilian Japanese, if I'm not wrong. And for quite a long time, he was actually a very decorated karate practitioner. He went into MMA. This was quite a while ago, so I was obviously watching the UFC and MMA back in his, I guess, in his like the most popular era, I suppose. And so this was the era that Lyoto Machida was in. He was arguably in like the most competitive division too, lightweight, and he was. And you can tell that he came from a karate background. He moved like a karateka, and he knocked out people like a karateka too. It was fascinating actually to see how he fights, because he basically puts in karate principles. It's pretty impressive to see indeed. Yeah.
Let me put in more info in that, because in karate we have different principles. We have this thing called the 5 or 6 criterias when it comes to judging whether a punch or a kick has a point. One of those principles is kime. Kime literally translates to focus. But what most people don't realize is focus is how much power can you put into a single punch, because we believe in one blow, one kill. A fight should be done after one blow. That's why our punches, when we're training as karatekas, our punches and our kicks are deadly enough that one blow from it is practically enough to kill a person. But since it's a sport, we have to hold back. And rather than reducing our strength, we just pull back our punches, because we do not lower our strength. We merely control our strength. Yeah.
Just one quick second. Let me just adjust.
I'll also add in again. Actually, there is one school of karate, although it's not recognized in competition. It's called Kyokushin.
I knew you were going to say Kyokushin. I knew you were going to say Kyokushin. Go on.
Let me see if it's the same knowledge as we do. Because Kyokushin, it's more popular in pop culture because that is the martial arts style in Tekken that is used by Jin Kazama, Heihachi Mishima, and Kazuya Mishima. Basically, it's the most deadly school of karate. It literally is the iron body, the iron fist. That's where it comes from. They literally train themselves to have iron-like fists and iron-like bodies that they will not hurt. One of the practices that they do in order to attain this iron-like body is the 1 to 100 kumite, where one person fights 100 people and they're not gonna stop until the 100 people are dead. No, not really dead, but knocked out, or the single person is knocked out. And they do that every day as much as they can. That's why Kyokushin is the most fearsome school of karate.
Yeah, they might also be the craziest. I'm gonna go on a limb and say they're kind of crazy. If you ever see videos of two guys in gis just punching their bodies, like doing body punches just constantly and delivering low kicks constantly, very high chance that's Kyokushin. Because they're crazy. They are insane. Even compared to other martial arts. If I'm not wrong, their signature move is the low kick. As in, like, they're probably the only karate school that actually teaches kicking the leg. I think that's very much a Kyokushin specialty. I think that was learned. I think this was in the master of Kyokushin. I forgot his name. I think he did learn this from Muay Thai. I could be wrong. It is, but I don't think I am. Like I said, I myself have studied this for a long time before I even went into pro wrestling. Speaking of which, what's pro wrestling? Is it a guy throwing himself onto another guy who's lying on the table? Thusly smashing through the table?
Yes!
Yeah, that could be it. If you want to be me to be a little more academic in how I describe it, it is basically a multidisciplinary performance performance art that comprises acting, athletics, and martial arts. Like it's like I don't know. I think I'm the only guy that ever compares pro wrestling to musical theater, and in the sense that this is like the meat-headed cousin of musical theater. What's musical theater? You know, acting, singing, dancing. You wanna do musical theater, you gotta be good in all three. But in pro wrestling, it is acting, athletics, and combat. You gotta combine these three things, which are not necessarily related to each other and related to each other, and stuff like that. The history of pro wrestling is actually really fascinating, in fact, because it's. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Regina. It started off as a real combat sports, actually, as amateur wrestling. In fact, its predecessor is actually amateur Greco-Roman wrestling, that kind of thing. And it is so. I think this came from like the carnival eras, you know, almost like a century ago, where basically those wrestlers realized that, you know, hey, instead of actually hurting each other for money, can't we just fake it for money instead? So they began to fake it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they began to fake it, but they did it in a way where people were convinced that it was still real. People were and the wrestlers themselves, you know, still made sure to protect the business as it were. I'm pretty okay with saying all this very openly now, because in this modern era, guess what? It's all out in the open now, okay? Well, what's there to freaking hide, you know? And trust me when I say that the wrestlers themselves and the business was trying to hide this for a long, long time. But like by the time we got to the 70s, you know, there were already like dirt sheets saying how pro wrestling, you know, is a show, is actually a show. Woo! Wow! What's how scandalous? It's a show. Who freaking cares? As long as you're entertained by it, that's the whole point. But one reason why we're having this comparison in the first place is because even to this day, pro wrestling has a lot of combative aspects to it, you know, because it came from an amateur wrestling background. Because essentially, the idea is that we're trying to simulate a fight, a very stylized fight, and this fight can appear in all sorts of ways. I'll show a little example of this. Yeah.
Oh, that's kinky.
Yeah, so this is a series of so longtime viewers will have seen this this video of mine many times, including that table smash. Yeah, so we basically how do I say this? We are basically doing stunts. It's like we're stunt actors in a movie, but we're doing it IRL in front of an audience. So we have to present it live and stuff, and still have to make it convincing. And we still have to like make you think, wait, is this a show? Because that looked like it freaking hurt. And let me tell you, 7 times out of 10, it does. It freaking does.
So you're not acting. You're not acting when you actually get hurt, because that's what I thought when you're fights, that you're just acting.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's very much a yes and no thing, actually. Very much a yes and no thing. Some stuff, yeah, you just let the pain flow through and you let out. Some stuff is very much by design, actually. But I ain't gonna review what is actually painful, what isn't. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Like, there's a reason why I mentioned one of the benchmarks, one of the disciplines in wrestling is acting. Because it's a show, baby. It's a show. But it's a show that is based on, that is simulating a fight. And sometimes, so this is a spectrum. Some wrestling matches do not at all even look like a fight. Sometimes it can be more, it can almost look like a gymnastics routine. Sometimes it can look like it is outright a comedy show where it just, you know, it does not, where it's just literally a comedy, you know, it just looks ridiculous. But then we go all the way to the other side of it, where it looks like an MMA fight. In fact, I'll actually explain a little bit more later on a particular part on a particular subcategory of wrestling where it actually almost looks like an MMA fight, and there's some what's the word, historical ties to it in Japanese martial arts actually. Yeah. So yeah, it's there's a lot intertwining between karate and pro wrestling actually. We'll get to a little bit later, but first let's actually cover this now. Regina competes in karate. How? What?
Yeah.
So this is the reason why we're doing this stream in the first place, because well, we found out about this a little bit last week. Regina, take it away.
Okay, so basically, the only organization that is allowed to do international competitions of karate is the World Karate Federation. And yes, around last week, I'm not gonna say specifically what's the date. I have competed representing my country as a karateka in the World Series, and I actually won the Kumite division. So for a certain amount of time, I am the world champion. Woo! But
yeah, that's wild. That is wild to hear. And congratulations, actually. And you did this with a fever?
Yes. Okay. Let me tell you about it. So it's not but I have a very rigorous IRL work in order to fund my extravagant lifestyle. As queen, I have my royal duties, but apparently I'm only human at the end of the day. So a week before the competition, I got a raging fever. That fever was staying between 38 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. It wasn't going down even until when I fly to another country for it. And thank God I was with my team. An athlete's team consists of their coach, personal therapist, their personal assistant, and basically the road junkies, basically your teammates that help you keep your morale up, making sure you're happy, because that's very important when it comes to international competitions. The pressure is so high that you need to get your morale up while at the same time not get too distracted that you're not going to lose focus of your goal. So I'm so thankful for my team that even though I was sick, they keep me going. They attend to my needs. Whenever my fever flares up, they take care of me. They make sure I eat. And actually, in the competition, I actually fought with a 40-degree fever. I don't know how I pulled that off. I honestly don't know. All in my mind during that time really was, I have to win, not for myself, but for my country, for my team, and for everyone who supported me along the way. And
that's wild to hear. That is wild to hear. Like, wait, educate me, please. How many opponents that you had to fight against, actually?
Okay, so we have the qualifying round. So there are 4 brackets, A, B, and C. I was in the B bracket, and then I had to fight 16
what?
people in order to qualify. You have to be on the top of that bracket.
Okay.
And those 4 people, they move on to the main round. And so basically, 16, 1, 8, 1, 4, 1, 2. So in the bracket, you have to fight 4 times. And you have to win all of that in order to get into the main event. And when you get into the main event, you're going to fight another person to qualify for the finals. And when you win, you're going to fight in the finals. It continues, and it goes on. And here's the thing. Here's the crazy part. Majority of my fights, they're so close. It was only 1 point difference.
Oh, dang.
It really was coming down to technicalities. Like, how fast did I pull my punches? How fast did I avoid them? Like, I wasn't really in the best example. I wasn't really in the best shape at all. I couldn't initiate attacks. I had to wait. I had to wait for them to attack and just react accordingly. And thank God my training was enough. But in the finals, we actually tied. So we did, what happened was the wakame. Wakame is basically an extension of the fight. The first one to score will be the one who wins that. And I don't know, maybe by some miracle, I won that wakame. and I
Oh,
became the world champion during that
ooh. So
time.
so it came down to the
Yeah.
wire essentially.
It really did. And I had like a 39-degree fever during that time.
Wow. What were you doing to like not even to avoid even just collapsing from your fever? You took any
Well, because
measures?
before, yes, before the fight, they would really do their best to like pump me with medicine, cold medicine, and then typical. And then they make sure that I have enough fluids in me. But when it really comes down to it, when you're in the mat, all that training has all the training you have, that's really gonna be like your foundation. And the thing that really will push you is your willpower. Like how much do you really want to win? And I guess that's the thing that I had during that time, was my determination to really win. Because in my mind I was thinking that, Lord, if I collapse, just take me to the hospital. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna give it my
Oh
all.
my god. How like how long were you training for this actually?
Actually, I've been training for it for 9 months.
9 weeks. Oh jeez.
9 months,
Oh,
months,
nine
months.
months. Oh wow.
So you
That
can say it's really prepared well, but it's just that the week before I got a fever.
yeah, just the worst timing ever. So imagine if you did not have a fever at all. Would I mean you might have like won it more handedly, I suppose. I
Yes,
guess.
yes, yes. Because
Dang.
when it comes to competitions this high, everybody has like the same high skill level. It really comes down to having the strategy in the mat, the strategy on how you will time your punches, how will you attack your opponent, will you go passive, will you go aggressive, and at the same time, it really is your will and determination to win the fight.
Yeah, I'd imagine even in those 9 months there was a lot of game planning and strategizing and all that jazz.
Oh, just so you know, during those times, literally, I would train as if I am going to die if I don't give my best. It
Jeez.
was such a normal to puke during training, to go home that you're so tired that you cannot walk anymore. And then you wake up in the next morning, you have so many bruises, and then your body is so sore that you don't want to move. But every day I would train, I would push myself that this competition is not just for me, it's for my country as well, and for the people who supported me, because I love karate. It has been in my life since I was a kid, and
Mm.
being invited to this competition was like, wow, I really reached the end of the line in terms of competition. And that's why I prepared for it. I really prepared for it. That even if my body hurts, I would say, no, you have to keep pushing. If your body really is tired, you're just gonna collapse. So you just keep
Mm. Oh.
going. What my coach would say, that is the warriors. Just give your 100% despite
Yeah.
the odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apologies, folks. I think we're experiencing a little bit of like internet stuttering. I think I know I'm barely moving at all. Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah. Ref Ryan, could you let us know? Are we still live? I think we're still live. How come when I'm talking now,
Oh,
it looks like everything's okay now? So annoying.
it seems like my data in terms of like sending, because my movements as a VTuber are very dynamic, and I think your internet is not getting the input for it, like downloading the data from my end.
Okay. Okay. But everything seems okay so far. Ref Ryan, if you could just keep me regularly updated on this, that'll be much appreciated. We're still up. Lovely, lovely, lovely to hear. Okay.
Lovely.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just wow. Hear that you had to go through all that, and you still essentially won the big time in a way, right? In a way. I mean, I say that, but
Yes,
like,
yes.
I mean, the only thing above winning gold in WKF is the Olympics, isn't it now?
Here's the sad part. Karate is not part of the Olympics. It was only included in the 2020 to compensate for it's one of the conditions to allow Tokyo to host the Olympics, is to let
Oh.
karate join for that. But in 2024 Paris Olympics, it's not. But if it was, I would be included in it.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Because I was actually wondering about that. Like looking at that, just a quick little bit. Like, it does seem like karate is in the Olympics, but not every year, right? I think.
Oh, it was just like made an exception, but after the 2020 Olympics, it's only consistently in the Olympics, in the Youth Olympics, but not in the
Oh.
actual Olympics, because actually one of the criterias of the Olympic Committee is that does it follow the Olympic motto higher, faster, stronger, and does it accumulate enough to help the Olympic Committee get people to watch the Olympics?
Yes. There's a little bit of like I suppose like sports politics involved there in the
Yes,
that's
very
unfortunate.
much so.
Yeah, it's
Karate
unfortunate.
is not like exempted from sports politics. So it's a sad truth, but still we're hoping that maybe in the future, maybe in 2028, karate will be reinstated. We will see. But I'll
Mm,
probably be retired by then.
oof, oof. I guess we'll talk a
Well,
little bit about that in the future. In the future.
yes, yeah.
But now we're gonna move on a little bit from this crazy karate adventure to well, this is something that Regina has already done her karate competition. Then there's the flip side, which is yours, Lowly. So, my previous match was actually quite a couple of months ago, but this is my upcoming match in my PW fight. Well, hello than that. So this is the upcoming event coming Saturday, actually. At around 6 p.m. This is going to be in TTI Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia. And my specific match that is clearly announced here is an international 2-on-1 handicap match. It is Danwon versus me and my tag partner slash mentee slash talent, Blazing Raj. Oh, Ishikawa Kagami.
Oh,
Coming.
he's someone from my chat. He's someone
Ah.
from my chat.
Hello there, Kagami-san. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah. So this is a match that I'm in. For a little, I suppose a little bit of context as to how in the world I ended up in a 2v1 situation. This is such a ridiculous story, actually. I was actually literally given a letter by the MyPW board of directors. I thought it was gonna be good news at first and stuff, so it's literally there on social media. And when I read it out, basically the board of directors explained that they thought that Blazing Raj and I we had some friction, that I seemed to be causing issues for Blazing Raj, even though all I'm trying to do is to basically help out Blazing Raj and stuff. Okay. I mean, like, it's wrestling. I'm supposed to be a little bit heavy-handed, you know? So have I whipped him a couple times? Yes, but you know, only a couple. You know, with this thing here, Yeah. So you know, it's all tough love. It's wrestling after all. So obviously, you need some tough love. And they think that I am too self-absorbed and I'm costing us a match, which sort of true, but you know, sometimes I have to be the leader and lead and actually take charge and stuff whenever we're tagging. You know, it's fine. Yeah. So no, honestly, me and Brad are fine and dandy right now. But my PW, the board of directors have decided that that in order to improve my relation with my talent, I am to go up against this man, the one-man dynasty Danwon. If you want to know more details about this, so you can either scan the QR code that's on the screen, or you can click on this link that I'm gonna add in the chat right now. Here you are. This is here's where you can get tickets if you are available. If you are available, I'll pin as well. Okay, so let me actually show you a little bit more about my opponent, because he is, well, let me just show you.
Show him. Oh, Daddy.
No! No, don't call him that. Why do people always call him that?
Why do not. He's daddy. You're not.
What? Oh my god, you have no idea how often I hear this. Okay? You have no often how often I hear this. Literally, there's a video. There's a video somewhere in the MyPW socials where the moment he came out of the curtains, literally someone actually yelled out, "Oh my god, daddy!" Someone actually yelled it out. Legitimately yelled it out. Oh my god.
Look at it. Oh, you're blushing. You're blushing.
I'm not blushing for him.
him.
I'm not blushing because of him. I'm blushing due to this whole situation about him. Like, it's so ridiculous too. It's so ridiculous too because when he came out, you can literally hear, "Whoa, there's a lot of female audience members."
I mean, look at him. His trapezius, the pectorals, the deltoid, the bicep. Oh
my god, no. He's I mean, look. Oh my god. Man, the man's got muscles on muscles. He probably has bigger boobs than the both of us combined or something.
I don't care. I'm a suck on him.
I seriously hope Zanwen doesn't watch this stream. My god.
I hope you watch it. Zan, I am rooting for you.
No,
Beat Cornelius.
Hey, I'm collabing with you. You should be rooting for me.
Nah, doesn't matter. You see that, bro? You don't have a chance.
Yes, I do. Me and Raj are a well-oiled tag machine beast. We're gonna take on this one-man dynasty and take him out.
You may be a well-oiled machine, but he is the beast. And you're nothing out with the force of nature. That is John Wayne! Ah! Daddy!
Oh my god. Okay. Let me just prove to you that he's more than just muscles. Let me show you actually a little montage of what he did in the last event that he was in. So for context, he actually technically wrestled 2 matches. Technically, let me just show you.
Daddy.
This is just a quick montage of Zanwen, so you can see him in motion. He is so those muscles are not for show.
Oh my god! Oh, the slapping. He can slap me like that, and I'll say thank you.
Regina. Yeah, that's a big Larry by him, and this is him pancaking his opponent. And away he goes. Oh, not yet.
Oh, damn! He's bringing the Ming Dynasty into the end.
Yep, and this is his finishing move. The Northern Lights Bomb. Yep.
Damn, Daddy.
Yeah, he made an impression of the audience. I will give him that. He technically wrestled 2 matches that night. The first match was got a little bit messy because his opponent got attacked before the match even started. And then his opponent here, his name is Matthew Romano. He's quite a new wrestler, but he came out to defend the unfortunate Miles Carew, and so they got this match underway, and it was a very, very convincing victory for Zanwen. Indeed, yeah. Fun fact, I believe that was Matty's literally first ever pro wrestling match. So yeah, he was kind of outclassed and outsized because Zanwen he's been doing this for actually a long time. He's based in Australia, and he's just a freaking monster, man. He's a freaking beast. Which
he could destroy me any day, and I'll say thank you.
I'm not gonna ever tell him this. Never. Zanwen, if you're watching this, just close the stream.
No, Zanwen, win! Beat this Butler's ass!
May you never go to Melbourne or Malaysia. No.
Well, Daddy.
Oh my god. Okay, moving on. Okay, moving on. So I'm gonna touch on my whole show a little bit more, just because there's a couple interesting things coming up actually. One is obviously my match, obviously, against Donwood. That should be pretty intriguing. But this one is also really intriguing because this is Carlo Cannon versus Shivam. This should be the main event for the MyPW World Championship. So this is our top title here, yeah? Carlo Cannon. He's Filipino-Australian. He is a true pro wrestling veteran. He's been doing this for like 17 years or something stupid like that. Pinoy pride indeed. Yeah, he even speaks fluent Tagalog as well, actually.
Let's go!
Yeah, I know that came too late. But at least I had to try, okay? So Carlo's been actually been actually traveling around the Southeast Asia quite a bit. Actually, he's wrestled in Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand. I think he might eventually. For some reason, I'm not too sure why he hasn't yet hit to the Philippines yet. Not too sure why, frankly speaking. But I'm sure it's in the works. Indeed, because I know he's quite proud of his Filipino heritage. I actually took him to a Filipino restaurant in Malaysia once, believe it or not. It's so random by me, but I just thought that'd be a cute thing to do, and he really appreciated that. On the other hand, Shivam here, he is known as the ace of Thai pro wrestling. He's actually Thai. He is Thai Indian actually. Kind of like how Sawadee-ka. Like he's Thai Indian, like how I'm Malaysian Chinese. It's that sort of a thing. And the reason why this is a really intriguing matchup is because of this video that I'm about to show you next. So he actually wrestled again. I don't know why this is a theme now. He actually wrestled twice in a single night, and in his first match, it was a championship match, but he lost that. The second match, however, was an open challenge for a title, the MyPW Southeast Asian Championship. Yeah, so that is like seen as like the secondary title in MyPW Malaysia Pro Wrestling, and this was what happened. Just gonna show it here first. So the title holder was the Wonder Boy. He's the one in blue, but Shivam took advantage, brings him to the center, lifts him up, and last right powerbomb. Last right sit-up powerbomb, in fact. Somehow, the champion kicks out of that, but Shivam goes in for the pounce. Flying uppercut. And here comes his finishing move, the final cut.
Wow! I want to do that to you.
Oh, God. In front of a very raucous Thai audience, he got the pin. And he is crowned the MyPW Southeast Asian Champion. So yes, that's the title over there. And as you can see, Shivam's a big boy himself. Yeah, he is a big boy. Oh yeah, fun fact, that's Ref Ryan.
Oh, that's Ref Ryan. Ryan.
He's in Thailand. He went to Thailand to ref. Isn't that funny?
Here's the thing. He looks so small compared to Shivam. It's
because
like
Shivam's
Brahma.
huge. Shivam is
Shivam is like Brahman. I don't know if you know the Hindu god. He's like Brahman descended. He's the reincarnation of the almighty Hindu god.
Don't call him Brahman. That's so weird.
Why?
I know he's
Look at him.
I know he's quite chiseled. I know. In fact, he's very. Look
at him! I would lick those pectorals.
May you never go. Oh God, I hope you never go to an actual pro wrestling show.
I would growl. I would go.
Oh God. Yeah, I've been trying to tell the boys we gotta do stuff for the ladies it's because of stuff like this. Yeah.
Look at him. He's Giga
Hey Ryan, look, you're on television. Well, actually, my stream, which is not strange because you show up on my stream all the time. So yeah, congrats, Shivam. So what this means now is that is that it is champion versus champion. Carlo is the MyPW.
I have a question. So
Yeah,
if for example, like either Shivan or Canon wins, then they're two-time world champions. Then if they win,
I'm actually not so sure how it's being booked right now for the coming Saturday show, because Shivam literally won this title last weekend actually, so I'm not so sure what's that would be like, but it's more intriguing now because essentially it's Carl Cannon, the MyPW World Champion, versus Shivam, the MyPW Southeast Asian Champion. So it's two different titles. There could be a chance that the winner of this match, they could be holding two belts. Maybe it could. There's a chance it could be a non-title match. Maybe I'm not too sure on the stipulation on this match yet. All I know is that it's gonna be a lot spicier now. It's gonna be a lot spicier because they both technically represent MyPW now. Actually, Shivam has this thing where he likes to say that he's the favorite son of this and that promotion. So he likes to say that he's the favorite son of Singapore Pro Wrestling, the favorite son of Setup Pro Wrestling. I guess he's now the favorite son of Malaysia Pro Wrestling. I'm sure a lot of the ladies will very much approve of that.
yeah, I'm one of them, Daddy.
No. So weird. So weird to hear you say that about my colleagues.
What about my Shivam?
There's actually now that I think about it, this coming event, there's a lot of bogeys.
Okay, Cornelius. You don't have a choice in this matter. You're going to get their signatures. You're gonna tell them Regina says hi, and you're gonna get video greetings of them greeting me. You don't have a choice.
What?
Okay, I decree it. Okay.
You want video greetings from Zanwan, Shivam, and Carlo?
Yeah.
Oh gods.
And then you have to put in that they're flexing their muscles as well. Okay.
No, wait. I'm not gonna immediately agree to this. I just.
No, you will agree. Agree.
Why?
Agree
Why should I
on
agree?
that.
Why?
You have a knife on your neck right now.
Well, I have a riding crop.
I don't care. The knife is deadlier. They're gonna get it for me. You're gonna get it.
I'll spank you.
Do it as if you can.
Yeah, it'd be weird if I spank you. Yeah. We'll see. So
Yeah.
yeah. No wonder the Jungle Tavern boys are just okay. Yeah, so it pays to be ridiculously chiseled and handsome in pro wrestling as we can witness here.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's actually so let's move away from all the muscles and stuff, and we're gonna do a segment here that called Fast Talk. So basically, Regina will be asking me a series of rapid lightning questions, and I'll answer them in a rapid lightning style as well, and then we will switch and we'll see how that goes. So let's actually put a little bit of a Regina, if you don't mind, could you put a timer for yourself? I only have a few questions prepped, so I'm just gonna go through them all. Let me just bring up mine very quickly here. Just 1 second.
Just to orient the mechanics of the game. Basically, it's 1 minute. I'll be asking a series of rapid fire questions, and Cornelius has to answer at rapid lightning speed. Are you ready, Cornelius?
Almost.
It doesn't matter. We begin now in 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, speed versus power. Which
Speed.
one?
Speed.
Raw fist or geared up?
Geared up.
Elegance or power?
Elegance.
Ring or the mat?
Ring.
Fake or real?
Real.
Win or lose?
Win.
Okay, water or sports drink?
Water.
Okay. Queen or the butler?
What was that?
Answer wisely. Queen or butler?
Butler.
Fuck you, man. Anyway, drop kick or side kick?
Psychic.
Okay, kick or punch?
Kick.
And lastly, karate or wrestling?
Wrestling.
Fuck you, and that's 1 minute.
Okay. Interesting questions. Okay. I don't have as many as yours, so I'm just gonna rattle them all off right now. Okay. You ready, Regina?
Ready?
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. How long have you been doing karate?
16 years.
Jeez. Punches or kicks?
Punches.
Worst injury?
Oh, dislocated shoulder.
Ugh. Dumbest injury?
A concussion because I went in front of the kick.
That does happen. Favorite move?
Roundhouse kick.
Lovely. Kata or kumite?
Kumite.
Fancy moves or grounded moves?
Grounded moves.
Favorite martial art outside of karate?
Muay Thai.
Yikes. How long do you intend to still practice karate?
Until I die.
Yep, know that feeling. Favorite place you have traveled to for karate?
Japan.
Ooh. How much kime?
100%. Always.
Yikes. Do you want to go to the Olympics?
Fuck yeah.
Knife hand or no knife hand?
Knife hand.
Yep. And lastly, VTubing or karate?
Oh, fuck you, man. I'm sorry, VTubers. It's karate.
Fun fact. I was also asked this in another interview session, in the lightning round session. I was asked VTubing or pro wrestling.
What did you answer?
I answered VTubing.
You traitor to the art of martial arts.
Hey! In VTubing, I don't need to put my body through hell. Okay, I don't need to put my body through hell. I can avoid concussions.
Nah, you're a wuss. No, real men tough it out. It's win or lose. You refuse to lose no matter what. You're gonna do your best. You're gonna rough it up. That's how we do it. We're martial artists.
But pro wrestling isn't, quote unquote, real. Which is actually,
You have a point. You have a point.
Yeah, which is actually a little bit of a, which is that whole like how to be like, we're putting our bodies through hell, but it's not necessarily a sport, but it's a show. It's an athletic show. Don't get me wrong. Never back down, never what? I've never ever used that quote ever in my freaking life.
Never back down, never what? Say it.
Never back down, never.
No, when I say never back down, never what, you say never give up. Again, never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never give up, never what?
Never give up.
Yeah!
Oh gods. So yeah. Well, okay, that's some interesting stuff. I guess I've learned a bit about you via this little fast talk. Wow. Dang. So you ran face first to a foot, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, what's my dumbest injury? I'll talk about my worst injury later because that's nasty business. What's the dumbest one I've? Is it also actually no? If you're saying an injury, because getting hurt in pro wrestling, that's literally all the time. We literally weather the storm. We literally. This is actually one big difference between pro wrestling and all the other martial arts. We take strikes, whereas guess what? In karate and any other martial art, You're trying to block strikes, parry strikes, dodge strikes. For wrestlers, oh, we just take him. We just take him. That's like the big thing. It's part of the show, part of the show and all that jazz. So yeah. So have I ran face first to a foot before? Actually, pretty often. Actually, I'm just trying to recall what's the dumbest. So getting hurt all the time. That's really common. We've conditioned our bodies to like take all these hits and all that jazz. But I'm just trying to think. What's the dumbest injury then I have? Oh, okay. No. This. Oh, I'm gonna explain this because this is fucking gross. Actually, this is really fucking gross.
Tell us.
So I was one time. I forgot how this happened to me exactly. My big toe, I think it was the left one. Somehow the toenail, as in the nail bed, got loose. Okay, I can't recall how exactly it got loose. It might be because I kicked something hard or something like that. Okay, so then as time passed on, it was loose, but I could still, I was okay with it. I was still like weathered the storm a little bit for it. And so I was training some wrestling techniques with a colleague of mine. And this is the important detail here. I was barefoot. And he did something a little bit too fast onto me. And that basically meant that his foot stepped on my foot. And the entire nail bed came off.
Delicious!
No, it was fucking gross. Actually, no, not completely off. It was slightly... No, the whole nail bed, like lifted up. Essentially, yeah, lifted up. So it was still hanging on, just by a little piece of skin at the end, at the base of the nail bed. I guess if I'm getting my...
pull it off so that easy first aid.
It was freaking disgusting. It was freaking disgusting.
Delicious. It's delicious.
Stop calling it delicious. What is delicious about it?
Yeah, the bloodiness and like the flesh just hanging off the nail.
It freaking hurt, and it was so gross. I literally, I was so angry at him. I made him drive me to the clinic. I made him pay for my medical bill because I was so annoyed that I told him to go easy, and yet he freaking stepped on my foot. And this is the crazy part too. I think I can't recall if it was a few weeks or a few months. Time passed, and then it healed up a little bit, and I could see that it was getting loose again. I could see the nail was still kind of loose and stuff after we removed all the bandages. I drove myself to the clinic, and I was like freaked out because it was so loose. And then the doctor he pulled out a pair of pliers, so freaky looking. And then he pinched that nail bit, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna suck. Is he actually gonna rip it out? And then he pulled it out. And I was like,
better to pull it out.
Yeah, and he pulled out, and then underneath that loose nail was a new nail bit, essentially. Just slightly, just on the smaller side. So it recovered, is what I'm saying. It recovered. So the former, my old nail bit was still hanging on literally by a epidermis thread, I suppose. So the doctor literally just plucked it out because it was freaky because it was so loose. And then underneath it was like a small but clearly recovering nail bit. In fact, if I were to look at my big nail right now, I don't even see the injury anymore. Actually, it's crazy how the body recovered for that. Crazy. Yeah, wild. Oh, Ishikawa here asks, who would win, Regina with a knife versus Cornelius bare hands? How's that a fair fight?
Me, I would win, and it's a fair fight.
Yeah, because it's a freaking knife. You're holding a cleaver. How is that fair?
It's fair because it's me.
What? No, you are literally a karate world champion.
And you're a man.
You can't use that against me. You literally won a karate international tournament. Now, I'm not saying I can't defend myself, but clearly, if we're gonna go one-on-one, it should not be with. You should not be holding a weapon as a result. Heck, even with my riding crop here, that's not. No.
Nah.
Hey, aren't you literally a karateka? The way of the empty hand.
Yeah, but we're VTubers right now.
You are literally. Can you literally put that knife down?
No.
You are a you are a karate world champion, and you say you say you can't even put down a knife.
Right now, I'm Regina, the Queen of Hearts. I'm not a world champion. Thank you.
That's freaking messed up. That you literally, I have literally never ever seen her put down a knife, even though she does a martial art literally called Way of the Empty Hand. The absolute hypocrisy.
It's not hypocrisy in the face of your dick and balls. Wow! Hey, this is a fair advantage. You're a man. You're stronger than a woman.
But you.
Yeah, fight the logic.
Have we not established that I'm a little bit on the smaller side for a wrestler?
And so?
Oh my god. I think size is less of a factor here when you're holding a giant piece of sharpened steel.
And?
Stop worming your way. You stop worming the knife into this.
Why? It's part of my arsenal. Why can't I use it, huh?
You're the Queen of Hearts with a knife. I am a pro wrestler Butler with a riding crop. This does seem a little bit, the balance here is a little, more in your favor.
You have a weapon. You have a weapon, the riding crop, and it's only fair.
Call me crazy, but I think you can literally chop my weapon in half.
Yeah, and it's part of my arsenal. So it's called skill issue if you can't avoid it.
Oh my god. I mean, I technically can, I guess, because for a little context here, folks, I am what's the word? My specialty in pro wrestling is grappling. So do I know techniques that can, I guess, disarm an opponent even if they hold a knife? I guess, but the risk is. That's something that I've learned in self-defense for a very, very long time, is that if you have a chance, literally the first thing to do if you're in a situation where you're being confronted like for instance, a crazy girl with a knife.
Yeah.
First thing you do is run. Just run.
Yeah, but I'm a run with you. I'm a run after you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep running away from you because this ain't fair.
Then I'm gonna throw the knife at you, and then I'm gonna pull out my other knife.
Why do you have another knife? Why do you have another knife?
Cause I need, replacement. What if this beautiful knife is destroyed? So I had the royal blacksmiths create another one, so I can throw this one, and hopefully it stabs you in the back so that you will stop running, and then I go up to you and chop.
What are you, Dr. Mundo or something?
Yeah!
You are not Dr. Mundo in me.
I am!
You are
don't
not
have a
Dr. Mundo.
You do not control me. You're not my mother.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
Now you know why the tavern boys have to deal with.
Roy, Cadence, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry trying to force you to and to force you to be nice to Regina. I'm sorry that I tried to make her call you two abang. I'm sorry, I'll take it back. No, you don't have to call her. She doesn't have to call you abang anymore. No obligations anymore. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry. Can't believe I'm siding with the with the tavern boys over this. Oh my god.
Yes, because I'm their queen.
Wow. Hello. Oh wow world we live in. So yeah, karate versus pro wrestling, as we have clearly demonstrated, they're two very different things. One is actual competition. Where the whole point is to win. Pro wrestling is a show. The whole point is to put on a good show. There is a little bit of like similarities, however, especially because karate has kata. I don't know about you, Regina, but like when I see kata, I'm like, that's a little bit like pro wrestling. Come on.
We have a thing called team kata, where basically you do synchronized kata, and after the end of the kata itself, we're gonna do bunkai, which is basically a demonstration of how you use the techniques. And we act as if we're hurt by those techniques. Hold up, I'll send you a video and I'll show you.
Okay. Yeah.
A very nice bunkai.
Yeah. So that's sort of what I mean, actually. I've typically made this comparison a bit more with wushu, actually. So wushu also has like the demonstration side of it as well. I've actually explained this to some of the newer pro wrestling trainees before. In that because a lot of them sometimes question like, why are we what's with all this acting stuff in pro wrestling stuff? Can't we just wrestle and stuff? And I tell them, look at wushu. Heck, even look at karate. Look at the kata and bunkai part of karate. When they're doing all these demonstrations, all these fancy gymnastics like moves, all these fancy strikes, guess what? They also have expressions. They're also yelling. They're also selling the fact that if they're hurt, they go eh. If they get hit, they go that kind of thing.
In the team kata, we do that in team kata.
Yeah, exactly. So in that part of karate, in a way, that's wrestling.
Yeah.
In a way, that's wrestling actually. It's really so. So I tell the boys that if they can show expressions, if the actual martial arts, this quote unquote actual martial arts can show expressions, and get tossed around, why can't you guys? So that's just something that they gotta learn a little while ago. It's like what's the word? Almost like you gotta learn how to empty your mind in a way and just open up to the possibilities. Because in some ways you gotta drop your ego a lot if you wanna train in wrestling.
Similar. That's similar in karate. We have this principle called empty mind. Like your mind and your body is supposed to be like water. When it's not disturbed, it doesn't react. But only when it is disturbed, it reacts accordingly depending on what is agitating it. Because you see how fast the kicks and punches are, right?
Mm-hmm.
A normal person won't block it easily if they don't empty their mind. So it's very important to empty your mind.
Yeah, indeed. And so you might be. I like to say this about pro wrestling a lot. Watching pro wrestling is like the ultimate escape from reality, but practicing pro wrestling is like the ultimate wake-up call into reality, because you want to do all these fancy stuff, you gotta work on your foundations. You want to do all these fancy sequences and shenanigans, you gotta work on your foundations. You wanna actually wrestle, you gotta look the part for it too. You gotta hit the gym. You gotta have the right cardio. You gotta eat right. Oh god, it's exhausting sometimes.
Yeah, the eating right. That's the hardest part of being an athlete or a pro wrestler. You have to get your nutrition right, because if your nutrition's not right, how can you do anything in this field?
Yeah, it's something. It's like, I mean, like there's a reason why Zon Wen, is getting booked for this match here, and it is partly because of his wrestling skills, and also probably because he looks like that. I
Yeah,
wouldn't lie to you.
daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy.
It's sort of the same thing for me as well. I will admit that I am a less extreme example compared to Zanwen. There's a reason why I sometimes wrestle in a I do literally wrestle in this outfit in a vest and tie actually.
No, it's
on
okay
occasion.
because you got that ass. I saw your matches. You
Yeah,
got that
I
ass.
got a decent butt on me. I won't lie to you. But believe it or not, when I started off, when I first started training in wrestling, I was like, was it 5 or 7 kilos lighter? I'm gonna say 7 kilos. I'm gonna say 7 kilos lighter. So I actually put on a lot more muscle actually throughout the years because I knew that was important. Because I looked like a normal skinny dude at the time, but at the very and to an extent I guess I still do, but at least I filled up a decent bit more, and that's actually something a lot of wrestling trainees do not realize for a good bit while, but guess what? Yeah. So this is actually the big difference, one of the big differences between wrestling and any other martial art is the aesthetics of it. You gotta look the part. It's almost like being an idol in a way. You gotta look the part in that sense. Yeah.
Actually, in kata, the females are encouraged to put on makeup.
Ah, really? For kata? Really? That's wow. For karate?
Yeah.
That's wow. That actually is more. That actually is more. That's actually more. That's really wrestling. Actually, that's really in common. That's the same thing with wrestling too. Actually, because the ladies in wrestling, oh jeez, sometimes the makeup is like heavy.
Rawr.
Like not just.
But like in our makeup, it's light, but it focuses more on the hair. That it looks really well kept. It doesn't go to your face. But if you look at some of the Japanese karatekas, they have short hair, but they style it in a way that makes him look like a fierce lion or a fierce tiger.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, and then in wrestling, the ladies especially, oh my god, sometimes they will, they have some elaborate stuff going on. Like sometimes it's full outright paint on your faces, depending on who they are. There's this very famous wrestler named Asuka. She literally puts on clown makeup, She literally puts on clown makeup. Yeah, and she's one of the best wrestlers ever. Never mind male or female, the gender. Oh, she's just one of the best wrestlers ever. And she puts on clown makeup. Actually, it is wild. It is wild. So that's really interesting to hear that the ladies. So the guys okay.
The guys also put on makeup,
do they?
Like light.
No,
Yeah,
light.
like they put powder and then they style their hair so it's like away from the face. But you'll notice, especially in the waiting room, because before we go into the mat, we're in the staging room, then we're gonna get escorted by the technical officials. We see the kata players putting on powder, making sure their skin is flawless. It's part of the judging.
Dang. Dang. I mean, I guess, yeah, it really is sort of similar to pro wrestling then in that sense that it's aesthetics do sort of matter in a way. Hell, you guys are being quantified for this. At least for us, there's not like a real competition-ish, so to speak. I guess. Wow, that's wild. That's wild. Actually, you know what? I'll ask this. Is there how do I phrase it? Is there a difference between how male and female karatekas get judged actually?
No. The reason they only separate the female and the male because naturally males really build muscle better than females and they become stronger. It really is just a natural thing in the scientific.
Yeah.
Just safety.
Yeah, that's actually sort of a big thing actually. And that's I guess so that's just a biological thing actually. That's perfectly understandable and stuff. In wrestling, however, it gets because again, it's a show. It is technically fiction. It's a performance. So yeah, intergender matches do happen, and one reason why it can happen, why it's sort of like, I know a lot of folks do have a little bit of they're quite testy, they're quite unsure about intergender wrestling. There's a few reasons why it does happen. I'll explain this in a Southeast Asian context. First and foremost, there's not many female wrestlers to go around in the first place. So it's either that they wrestle the same small group of female wrestlers in Southeast Asia. So for instance, in my PW fight back that's coming up, it is Poppy versus Alexis Lee. I am pretty sure this is not the first. I'm very, very certain this is not the first time they've ever met. I know that there was the two female wrestlers. They've wrestled at least 4 times over the past few years, just because there's so few of them. Because there's just less females who are enthusiastic about becoming a pro wrestler in the first place. It's not easy. It's very, very niche after all. So that means if they want to get better, if they want to train and actually just wrestle, they gotta do intergender matches, and all that jazz. So if they want to improve, they want to even just be present, sometimes they have to do intergender matches. I've wrestled an intergender match before, and that was a very, very interesting experience. And again, so it all comes to the point, but again, because this is a fictional show, and we're all a bunch of, in some ways we're like a real life shonen anime. That's kind of what we are. We can play into the fantasy of the lady defeating the larger male, that kind of a thing. And it is part of our job to sell that fantasy, to make that seem like it's possible. And to a lot of ladies' credit, they put in the work. I have been suplexed before when I didn't expect it. As in, like, okay,
by a female.
Yeah, like for instance,
Deserve.
for instance, I was like getting ready to. I'll peel back the curtain a little bit here. I'm not gonna say exactly which match. So this was an intergender match. I was like, okay, I'm ready to be suplexed now, and I was about to help her, assist her in that, in that way. And then all of a sudden, I got just lifted off of my feet and suplexed. Like, wait. Yeah, and then I got up. I was like, wait, what? How did you do that? You actually legit threw me off of my feet. How did you do that? Because for a little context, this female that was wrestling, she's legit 20 kilos lighter than me.
Damn, she knows how to use her muscles.
Yeah, she did. I was like, whoa. Hi there, Fluffy Jim. Hey, Cornelius, do you smell smelling salt before you fight? I'm not doing powerlifting, man. Do you smell smelling salts before you fight?
I smell efficacent and Vicks Vapor Rub.
What?
Yeah, like it's a thing for me, cause like it's like a comfort scent for me to smell efficacent and Vicks Vapor Rub.
Wait, what is it that you smell?
Efficacent. It's basically like the Vicks Vapor Rub but oil version, and Vicks Vapor Rub's like the paste.
Oh, you smell. Oh, okay. So it's like a kind of vapor rub.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, not everyone does this. I know of at least one wrestler that does sort of a similar thing, actually. Where they breathe in something like that to open up the sinuses, as it were.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah, it actually helps. It legit does help with breathing. Actually, you get to because breathing is such an important part of anything athletic. I'm sure in karate, because you guys are constantly on your feet, constantly moving.
Yeah,
you're just in that super hyper focused state. And same thing with wrestling too. In that we are literally sometimes jumping all around the ring. We're almost sometimes we're like monkeys. Either we're literally monkeying around, or we are gorillaing around, that kind of thing. So so your breathing is so important in this. Actually, I'm curious. Like, how long have like you've actually, you actually surprised me with when you told me that you're actually quite a big wrestling fan yourself. Like, how long have you been watching wrestling?
During the pandemic, I was introduced to it to the pandemic, but the matches are like way before the pandemic. I had nothing to do. I was scrolling through YouTube, and then I saw beautiful Japanese female wrestlers in cute outfits beating up men.
Okay. I understand. It's the Joshi Puroresu, aka Japanese women wrestling. Yes. Like, do you know which promotion it was actually?
I'm not so sure because during that time I was just really focused on how pretty their outfits are.
They do wear some. The Japanese women wrestlers do wear some wild outfits sometimes. Like it looks so complex. How do you put those on? I wonder. Strong women we love, indeed. Maybe there is, I suppose, one exception. I take it back.
Dare you?
I take it back. I'll take it back.
Good.
So yeah. We in Cafe Cornelius, we stand women wrestlers indeed. We're in an era. I'll say this once. I'll say this again. There's no better time to be a pro wrestling fan than now because the world is your oyster. You can watch the biggest of the big, WWE, AEW. You can watch more niche stuff like Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling. You can get into some real niche weird ass stuff, like whatever in the world Gato Move is, DDT Pro Wrestling. You said it was a intergender match, right? That you watched, was it?
Yeah, it was a female, and then it was like a big burly dude, even bigger than Jan Wen.
Dang.
And then she just she jumped in the air and then she rolled, and then because of the momentum, the guy just fell flat on the ground.
Is this by any chances DDT actually?
I think it is. Now that you mentioned it.
Yeah. So DDT is a really interesting promotion in Japan because they're called. It stands for Dramatic Dream Team. In some ways, there is the variety show of Japanese pro wrestling. They're most famous for comedy pro wrestling. Like if you've ever seen pro wrestling done outdoors, theme park, a forest, train, a baseball stadium. It's them. It's DDT. They're wild. Quite recently, last weekend. So in the same event that Shivam that was in, the one that I showed, that video that I showed you just now, there was one of the main guys. His name is Chris Brooks. He's a British man, but he is one of the mainstays in DDT actually. So he flew from Japan to Bangkok for that main event actually. It was a death match too. What the fuck?
What?
Yeah. It's I'll actually I'll send you the link later. But it's literally that event was actually live stream actually. So I'll send you that event. Yeah, I'll do it now. Why not? Why the hell not? Yeah. So it's wild. It is. We live in a wild world indeed. So for a lot of these Joshi wrestlers, so this is something that I've always appreciated about women's wrestling, even in the so-called dark days of women's pro wrestling, because I'm kind of unlike in karate and stuff. Sometimes things get a little sussy. It gets a little misogynistic, and women's wrestlers were not as appreciated for a long while until not too long ago, actually. You know, and I am talking in the Western sense. In Japan, however, female wrestling has been very much respected and appreciated for decades. I cannot emphasize that it is their own thing for a long time. Oh, no, not this one. And a lot of and female wrestling, not necessarily all the time. I do find that they focus a good bit more on, because guess what, ladies, maybe biologically not as strong as the guys, but guess what they do have?
What? Beauty.
Okay, that too. I'm talking about flexibility.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, I guess they can be very pretty. Although some of the lads in wrestling can also be very pretty. There's a-
True.
yeah. I'll show you. I'll show you Monomorph later. He literally dresses up like a victorious angel. It's wild.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll show you a photo of him later. You'll like him. So yeah. I've seen some submission moves put on by the ladies that look horrible because they literally can bend their backs. You know, they can like scorpion themselves. You know, put themselves in just horrible like positions. Like So yeah, it's great. It's great. It's great. And a lot of the ladies, guess what? Because of the innate flexibility, head kicks for days.
Yeah.
Yeah, head kicks. Oh god, there's some ladies. Like there's this one girl. I think her name is Miyu Yamashita. I think her finishing move is literally a spinning hook kick. Just nasty.
That's a common kick in karate, actually.
I know. I know it is. But for some folks, it is literally their finishing move. Like that is their top move to KO someone, essentially. And yeah, it's actually surprisingly, it is pretty. I want to say it's common, but it's not common. It's a semi-common-ish move. Because not everyone. Because I don't know about I'm not too sure about karate, but in pro wrestling, unless if you really want to actively do head kicks, flexibility is not too emphasized, you know, because not everyone wants to do head kicks. Not everyone wants to do not everyone wants to needs that flexibility. Like if you're a 6'5" guy, you don't really need to do a roundhouse. You can just literally like do a front kick or something like that, or just throw a lariat, that sort of a thing. It depends on your body as well. Actually, I am curious. Are you able to do head kicks?
Yeah.
How do you?
Because in the Philippines, I'm actually pretty tall for a lady here, so head kicks are like my torso level. So it's pretty easy, and then I am already flexible as it is, so I do kicks all the time. But I prefer punching because it's faster.
Oh, that is true. Wait. Oh, yeah, I can't believe I'm gonna experiment with this. Okay, I am going to. Okay. If you look at the collab chat, Ref Ryan actually submitted Yamashita's skull kick finisher.
Oh, that's normal in karate.
Yeah. But she does that with a little bit of flair, as you can see with the way she positioned her body. Yeah. So that's her specialty, because she adds like some stank to that. Okay. I'll get to what Ishikawa said soon-ish. But let me just.
No, Cornelius. Let me just say Bodo Babi.
Yeah, of course she knows. She hangs out with the Malaysian boys. Of course she knows. Do you actually know what Bodo means?
Yeah, stupid.
Yep. Isn't Bobo stupid in Tagalog?
Yeah, but we have different variants of Bobo.
Different variants.
Like Inutil, Boblax, a lot. We have a lot. Here's the thing: Filipino language is very colorful when it comes to cursing someone out.
I'm very aware of that. I'm sure the majority. I'm sure the majority of League of Legends players are very well aware of that too. Okay,
That's
I'm
why
gonna
we
try.
have a separate server.
Okay, I'm gonna try something. I am going to type in my actual height in our little private chat.
Okay.
Then you and when you see that, then you may adjust your height on stream. So let's see.
Okay.
I hate this. Why did I want to do this experiment? I knew the moment that you said, "Oh, I'm taller than the average Filipino girl," and I'm like, okay, let's just. Why aren't you in wrestling?
Because I'm in karate.
And that brings me to like I guess this next thing that we can talk about, which is the application of karate into pro wrestling. Just no, don't get no. If you're gonna no, we've already established that you're not that well. Actually, wait, no,
I am.
no, that's not the difference, is it? Is it?
It is.
Oh my god, how is this? I'm such a loser in life. Oh my god.
Small. You're small.
I have never ever made that a secret that I am shorter than the average wrestler. In fact, I use that as an advantage when I wrestle. Actually, okay, I very much use that advantage.
Smaller than me. You're smaller than me.
I am the kind of wrestler that climbs onto opponents, and I do what I want with them because I'm on top of them. Oh my god. So anyways, so karate in pro wrestling. So this is actually something I wanted to cover just real quick because it's well, especially in this day and age. Well, actually no, in Japanese pro wrestling and Japanese pro wrestling and Western pro wrestling has sort of evolved in slightly different ways. But especially Japanese pro wrestling, the prevalence of karate of karate has actually been quite profound actually, because it's it's been there. Like there's a lot of wrestlers, and even in this modern age, that are very karate based. Like they came from a karate background. So people like Miyu Yamashita, Keno, Natsuko Nakajima. These names. What are you doing?
I'm gonna just get a charger. Hold up.
Okay. So, anyways, all these people, these are like really established pro wrestlers, Japanese pro wrestlers. They are gods. They have nasty ass kicks, nasty kicks. Even if they do it, for pro wrestling context, from my understanding, it is brutal. Oh, thank you. It is brutal. I remember there was a Filipino wrestler. I'm not gonna name names. They did an event with a bunch of Japanese wrestlers. So it's a cross promotional event. It held in Manila. So a contingent of Japanese wrestlers actually flew to Manila for a pro wrestling show. One interesting thing that this wrestler told me was that if you better be prepared if they ask if the Japanese wrestlers ask, are you okay with kicks? And if you say yes, you better freaking steel yourselves, because they will absolutely kick the absolute balls out of you. So the way we do it, and I'm not going to reveal too much on how we do it exactly, but we kick in a way that is safe. It'll hurt, but it won't injure. There's very specific ways on how you kick, essentially. But apparently, no matter what, and no matter how it was, the Japanese wrestlers, they don't hold back with the kicks. It will, even though it doesn't injure them, it is full force. Why are you? What are you trying to be like the devil on my shoulder?
Yeah, I am.
Where's the angel?
No, there's no angel, only the devil.
Yeah, figures. Figures. Yeah. So yeah. It's just absolutely nasty. So karate. So the karate techniques have always been prevalent in Japanese pro wrestling, to the point where there was a slight offshoot in pro wrestling called Shuto. As in SHOOTO. I'm peeling back the curtains a little bit more here because this is a really fascinating history. So pro wrestling, as I've established, is a show. It's a performance. It can range from looking like a comedy show all the way to, which is on one end of the spectrum where it barely even looks like a wrestling match, to looking almost like an actual combat sport, like karate, like kickboxing, like MMA. There was one particular there's a few promotions. So it's promotions like the UWF, Shuto, that really had that had pro wrestlers that almost look like they're actually fighting. It looks borderline like real. Like the kicks look like they're actually trying to kick the legs, they're actually trying to kick the head, actually trying to strike each other. And even like the grappling looks very, very realistic as well. So there was this time in Japanese pro wrestling where they really try to emphasize like the realism in pro wrestling. That means the kicks are just it's snug. It is snug AF essentially. Yeah. I mean, actually, just curious, Regina, have you ever seen a pro wrestling match IRL before?
Yes, I did in the WWE.
Oh, wait, where?
In America.
You watched? Oh my God, you watched a WWE show in America?
But I was not yet a fan back then.
Wait, what? Okay. Like, well, how old were you when this happened?
I was like 12 years old, and we were watching like The Undertaker.
Dang! You watched The Undertaker live?
Yeah, he was so creepy. The ones in television do not do it justice.
Dang! Wait, how did this come about? You going to the show?
Oh, it's because my family is a sponsor for WWE back then.
What? What?
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna leave it at that, huh?
Let's just say my family is very rich, enough to sponsor the arts and the sports.
Ooh, okay. Wow. Okay. So you basically got yourself tickets to go watch this WWE show live. Was this like a taped episode or a live show? What was
it was a live show.
Ooh, interesting actually, because my understanding is that the way live shows, and this is something a lot of people don't realize, especially in Southeast Asia, because for us, for the vast majority of us, we are only exposed to what is shown on television. Like in Malaysia, we actually have these things called like mamaks, like late night eateries. They regularly show literally like pro wrestling, WWE on the big screens then in these late night eateries. So we get that is the extent of it essentially. So live pro wrestling for us is almost unheard of until really, really recently in Southeast Asia, where there's a chance to watch indie wrestling now, I suppose. So a lot of people here in Southeast Asia do not realize this thing called live events. It operates differently from a televised show in that
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem. In that pro wrestling, now these live shows. Okay, you tell me. I'm sure your memory is probably a little bit fuzzy on this, but like, when you watch these live shows, did it look like the moves had full contact to it?
To me, when it's kind of fuzzy, but it's like they're timing it.
Meaning?
Like it looks realistic, but not with my like karate background. I know they're just timing it to make it look realistic. But
okay. Interesting. So you could tell that although they were landing the moves, it wasn't like full contact in a way.
Yeah, because as an athlete, you train your eye to be fast, and I see that there's like a small gap.
Yep.
Because it was a front row seat.
It was what?
A front row seat.
Oh, Chang, you in the front row. Holy moly.
Like, they were throwing chairs at the side of the ring. It was scary, but it was exciting.
That's cool. So what was your like main memory of that whole show? Was it The Undertaker or was it something else?
The ring was like made out of chains and stuff.
Wait, you mean the ropes were chains?
No, it's more of like, it's like an actual cage.
That was a cage match?
Yeah.
Yeah, you watch a cage match in a live event. Lucky.
Yeah.
Dang. So who was in the cage match? Do you remember?
all I remember is the Undertaker, and then there's this like kind of like Caribbean descent dude that kind of looks like Eddie Gordon.
Kofi Kingston. You watch Kofi Kingston versus Taker.
I think that's what it is. All I
God,
remember
you just made
is
a couple of us super jealous, man. To watch Kofi Kingston, who is like one of the mainstays in WWE. He's a former WWE champion, mind you. He's won the top title before against a certified legend like Taker in a live event in a cage match.
Yeah.
Were they using weapons?
Yeah, like the chairs.
I'm trying to think of a context of why Kingston and Taker will be in a cage match of all things. It's a live event. Who knows? Who knows? But that is wow. That's so lucky. I'm so jealous because oh my God, those two can cook. Those two can cook. Kingston is such
crazy though.
Oh man, Kingston's such a freaking good wrestler, man. And Taker obviously he can do no wrong because of his incredible presence. Ah man, I've greatly.
His presence still scares me until this day. The fog going out of the coffin and stuff. It scared the teenager out of me.
You know what's really wild about Undertaker these days?
What?
So, as of fairly recently, he's actually retired as a wrestler already because he's getting up in age there, right? And you know what he did post-retirement?
What?
He started a podcast.
About what?
About his wrestling journey. He even has a YouTube channel too. Actually, he's like a YouTuber in the sense. So he basically. Okay. So he basically regales his tales, his extremely long career. So he's got all sorts of wild stories. Yeah. Maybe one of those stories is him fighting Kofi Kingston in a cage match of all things. How did that come about? Oh my God. Undertaker podcast? Yeah. It's been going on for a little while now. He actually uses his real name for it too, actually. Yeah. Did you know Undertaker has a real name?
I thought he does. Wrestlers, like, if they have stage names, do not reveal their real names.
Sorry?
I thought, like, wrestlers do not reveal their real names.
No. Maybe. Depends. There are some that are more open about it, and these days Taker, Undertaker has been he kept his like real name on the down low for little decades because he was the Undertaker. But ever since he retired, he has opened up more. He's pretty cool with it. He literally reveals back. He literally talks about stories behind the scenes on his YouTube channel, even. So things are a lot more open and transparent now. Obviously, some wrestlers, especially the ones who are masked, like yours lowly, are definitely a lot more secretive and more private about certain things, for sure. So it's very much a case-by-case basis.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of the mask, I heard that, like, for Mexican wrestlers, it's a very sacred thing about their mask, and you do not take it off. And if they take it off themselves, it's like a big deal. How did it come to that? Can you tell me about it?
Actually, I'm not too sure as to why the mask became sacred. All I know is that the mask is sacred. That's been the way for a long time. I'm actually not so sure why the mask became sacred. All I am aware of is that is that especially this is especially the case in Lucha Libre in Mexico. You do not know about the wrestlers' real names. If they're Rey Mysterio, they're Rey Mysterio. If they're Pentagon Jr., they're Pentagon Jr. That's it. You do not know anything else about them. It is just a mask and nothing else. To the point and there is one exception to that, and it's called Luchas de Apuestas, which means I think roughly translates to like a stipulated matches. So the only time that you can legally, like, I think this is actually legit a legal thing, you can unmask is if you lose a like mask versus mask or mask versus hair match. That is the only time that a Mexican wrestler will willingly unmask. Like, you do not mess with that sort of a thing. Even and the Japanese have also sort of adopted this as well. Some wrestlers maybe are a little more loose about it, but for the most part, they do respect the tradition of the mask as well. So it's seen as a big thing when a wrestler unmasked. It's even considered bigger than the championship match. Believe it or not, in Mexico, championship matches actually are seen as less valuable than compared to Western wrestling or Japanese wrestling, even in Southeast Asia too. It's still holding high regard, but in Mexico, there's so many championships to go around in a way, to the point where these stipulated matches where your mask, your identity is on the line, those are the real money matches. Actually, it's really interesting in that sense. So hello there, Hesky. He called me pretty. Hey. Oh gods. So
Nah,
yeah,
it's okay. You don't have the body, so I won't thirst over you.
yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I know I'm not that shredded and stuff like that.
No. It's not because you're not shredded. It's just I have high standards, aka Jan Wen.
Oh my god.
Daddy!
Just no. Oh god. Oh my god. Why am I? Oh god, I'm just exposing my VTuber friends to the hot bods. Oh my god. So yeah, and for me personally, I'm also quite secretive about my whole mask thing as well. In that yeah, I do. I have literally legit walked around anime conventions with my mask on. You know, that sort of a thing. And when my mask is on, it's Cornelius, nothing else. You know, is that sort of a thing. I've had to educate some people about this too. It was kind of annoying, but yeah, that's what I have to do. That's what I have to do. Yeah. Oh, fun fact. Hesky is actually seen me IRL before with a mask. Actually. Yeah. So karate and pro wrestling has this sort of like interesting intersection actually, where I consider karate to be actually a pretty good base if you want to ever enter into pro wrestling, because guess what, you've got a lot of techniques down already and the kicks and stuff. Obviously there's things to unlearn in a way, like you literally have to take strikes, you literally have to give your body to be slammed, to be thrown, to catch people sometimes, catching people is scary. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna ask you this right now because I need the advice. How do you get more flexible? I sort of know the answer to this. I'm just curious to what you do to gain more flexibility.
Well, in karate, in order to gain more flexibility, you start really young. And you do splits. And then you do other stretches, such as the butterfly and the head to the knee. And we do it constantly. It's very painful at the beginning, but once you reach 12 years old, your ligaments and your joints are already locked in. And because you've kept doing those stretches when you were young, so you're flexible.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. That's of no help to me.
Yeah, because you're old.
Yes, I'm very, very old. I am ridiculously old. I don't.
Like Zan Wen.
No.
Ah.
No, stop thirsting over him. Leave him alone, the poor lad.
Damn.
Who knows? Maybe one day he'll. What?
Yeah. If you collab with him, I need to get a video greeting.
He's not a VTuber.
Yeah, but he's a wrestler.
So?
And you're a wrestler. You're gonna fight him.
Yeah, so?
So go get a video greeting.
Well, after he... I mean, I mind you, I intend to win that match. Okay?
So
So okay. How about this? If Raj and I defeat Zanwen, then I'll get the video. Okay?
Okay, and the video's not gonna happen then.
Oh, come on! Why? Don't you guys have faith in me in this?
I don't.
Why?
Look at him!
It's literally two of us. Heck,
He's a
I can
beast.
take him on one-on-one.
No, you
Which-
can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
This is only a 2v1 because the board of directors deemed it so. But I can absolutely take on Zanwen one-on-one.
Nah.
Okay?
Okay, you can take him, but you're gonna lose.
Wow. In my own channel. In my own channel, I'm being
Exactly.
lambasted.
Exactly. I don't care. Everywhere I go is my domain.
Oh my god, why do I? My God. Yeah. So yeah. This is yeah. Oh, and yeah. I'll see what I can do. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
It's okay. You're gonna get rewarded with the chance to serve Queen Regina Red.
How's that reward?
That's a reward in itself.
Is it?
Be honored.
I suppose so. I don't know. We'll see where fate takes us in this sense. But yeah. I think that about covers it, folks. We've learned that as even though that karate and pro wrestling there's a lot of differences, there's also a few things that intertwines at the same time. And in spite of Regina's insistence, or rather inability, to put down a knife, we both very much respect the ways of the empty hand, actually. And
Yeah.
and I'm surprised to learn how much Regina here even likes wrestling, even and her experience with it, even at a younger age. That's wild to hear that you've watched.
I wasn't even a fan back then.
That's wild. You got front row tickets to boot. God, that's wild to hear. Oh well, we'll see. Maybe we might do something more together. Maybe you might see her in a future SCMS episode. Maybe I might collab with her and do other stuff. But I think, do you have any closing statements, Regina?
None on my end, but I might visit Malaysia soon in a certain convention,
Oh.
and I might wrestle you and suplex you IRL.
Oh gosh, oh no.
Remember, this is our height difference.
I don't know. Why did I compare it here? Why did I compare it in this live stream? I hate this. I hate this.
Shorty.
Okay, folks. So if in case if you haven't and if you're able to, please click on the pinned message in chat to purchase your ticket so you can see me live coming Saturday. And so that's about it from us, folks. Hope you enjoyed this little clash between karate and pro wrestling. My name is Cornelius, professional wrestler turned Butler VTuber. This is Regina, Queen of Hearts, and I suppose karate